What uppers? Welcome back to another show and all that. This is You Made Roscoe and I am he. And today's show, we're going to be doing a reaction to the song The Heavy Gun by the God K-Rino. And Retrograde is who suggested this. So Retrograde, I like to give you a shout out, say thank you for suggesting this song. I'm definitely gonna rock this out for you. Before we continue, I just want to ask for anybody who hasn't that they please subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell. That way, you'll be reminded of every time any future shows are being published. And let's dive on into this joint.
You know, depending on what kind of trouble you in, that determines what kind of gun you need.
We'll talk. You know, sometimes you need the little joint, sometimes you need the big joint, you know, depending.
When you in a little trouble, you might need the little gun. But when you in a lot of trouble, you gotta pull out the heavy gun.
That's like simple mathematics, though. You know what I mean? Little 1-2 dudes. You know, the little joint will handle that. But you know, if there's a battalion on you, shit, you better turn it to like Frank Castle, like fast. You know what I mean? Like, bust out the big joint, homie. What you waiting for?
There's no doubt that K-Rino is the best flower from the south. You can chop off both my arms and I'll still bowl you in your mouth. My tongue is the trigger, shooting with a few hot vocals, then I'm out. He stole a copy of my album and it exploded in his house. I started as a portrait, not too impressively. An artist drew my hand first and snatched a pen from him, then drew the rest of me. I send science to the mind, cause my enzymes are sublime. Plus I'm inclined to smoke a rapper 10 times out of 9. Every facet of my existence imparts aggression. My GPS lady even gives me pissed off directions. I throw smoking new poems over you. Open and quotable, yet ferocious. Although I'm so noticeably colloquial, you're too slow.
The show is just a slew of colloquialisms. I can't even say the word colloquialisms. I see it won't come out of my mouth. You know, I'm a natural stutterer. You know, I barely do I tell people that I am, but you know, it takes a lot of mental properties to keep that from happening. You know, a lot, but it is what it is. I've been dealing with that since I was a kid. I'm pretty much mastered it, but you know, I'll be having my issues. It's okay. I don't trip. But yeah, no, he's like he said, he's a colloquial dude. I say, okay, say it, but it's cool. You know, y'all know what I mean. He can say a lot of stuff and a lot of big words.
Low and emotional. You be screaming like I was close, even when knowing I'm on a whole different coast from you. Nothing you say I'll ever be scared of, cause I think ahead of any situation that you think you thought ahead of. The heavy gun has a shot for everyone. When it comes, you better run. Run before it blows you open. The heavy gun has a shot for everyone. When it comes, you better run. Run before it blows you open.
This is what I'm talking about. So, you know, this is right, like kind of right up my alley, though. You know what I mean? Like this is, you know, he's like an intelligent hoodlum, you know, and you know, a lot of people would say or put me in that category, even though like, you know, smarts is relative to me. I'm never considered myself like a genius. Like I'm ignorant to a lot of things, but you know, I may have my own kind of smart, but yeah, smart is just whatever. There's a lot of kind of smarts out here in the world. So, you know, but yeah, no, I rock with that type of stuff though. You know, the guys who can, and I've even taught my kids, you know what I mean, like to be like rounded. And when I say that, like you got to be able to connect with people from every angle, you know, whether they come from the lowest parts, the highest parts, whatever, you know. I've been able to like politic with millionaires. I've sat in a room with millionaires and sat in a room with the lowest of the low, so I've seen like the opposites of the spectrum, you know what I mean? So it's crazy, but yeah, being around it is important.
For rendering you breathless. The only thing I'll be impressed with is when I see you entering your exit. I'm too raw for this. I won't even argue that I'm a narcissist. I lay artists on plates and then say grace over their carcasses. For ruthless bars, I'm always searching. When I write verses, the birds stop chirping so they won't disturb me while I'm working. I'm so beyond the universal curtain that I was even starstruck the first time that I met myself in person. The metaphor and simile perfecter.
I've been there before, man. I've been starstruck over myself before. Like, damn, it's you. And that was me looking at myself in the mirror.
Chemistry and synergy director, elite 20 feet centimeter stretcher, and I bet you can't relieve the pressure. I manifest a league of mental seeds that interbreed and then conceive a sea of lectures. I scheme and get away cleanly, so supremely elusive that you'll walk up to me asking me, have I seen me? I'll sting you if you try to demean me. Squeeze your throat so extreme that a grain of salt won't even travel down it cleanly. The heavy gun has a shot for every.
His brother is a source walking, just walking around, just spewing words that people don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, what are you saying? You got to have college education just to be messing with these dudes.
When it comes, you better run. Run before it blows you open. The heavy gun has a shot for everyone. When it comes, you better run. Run before it blows you open. I'm glad to diminish each passive inadequate sentence. I'll trap you in a labyrinth with 20 more labyrinths in it. They say my dose is burned. If my flow ain't dope, then why you so concerned? I'm so well learned, I know how to get back from the point of no return.
That man saying he had trapped you in a labyrinth with 20 more of them in there. That's like a maze with 20 more mazes in it. That's a lot of mazes. He's amazing.
Plan to waste you once I step up to deface you. Take a pencil and write all night till nothing's left but the eraser. Any rat who's faking this craft is taking the task. I'll push you through a closed window without breaking the glass. For the bars that I have, I walk the remarkable path. To be part of my staff, you must learn to give water a bath. Let's see, I love addressing you directly. Make you guess between 1 and a billion, then snap your neck if you don't guess it correctly. Coming like a true soldier, better move over when you're too close to my set. Bringing me home would be just like adopting Cujo as a pet. They'll offer sympathy and sentiments, cause you never resemble any semblance of my vivid mental preeminence.
Yeah, and this dude, man.
Heavy gun has a shot for everyone. When it comes, you better run. Run before it blows you open. The heavy gun has a shot for everyone. When it comes, you better run. Run before it blows you open.
All right, y'all. All right. This is that was the heavy gun carries a shot for everyone. That was that, man, and that was K-Rino, and that was a good job. That was a good job. That and retrograde. He definitely told me in the comments that that this production would be a little bit better, because that's something that I have or has been like a tiny complaint of mine when I've done like a lot of the K-Rino reactions. Like he's an extreme lyricist, and there's a lot of people who I didn't even realize, like, people were putting them in the category of like the GOAT for real. And his lyricism, you could put him with those type of people. I'm not a person that says like there's a number one and all that. Like I think that there's too many MCs, too many talented MCs, you know what I mean, to kind of rate something like that. And yeah, like as far as we know, like from the ones that have been on record, like, and I was going back and forth with a guy. Well, it wasn't like we was arguing, he actually like just I wish I would remember this name. I'm sorry, I don't remember, but he was just kind of putting out there like or asking me like who was my favorite MC, or who I thought was the best rapper, and like I said, I don't know. Like I look at Eminem or somebody like that as probably the most technically sound rapper, or one of the most technically sound. But there's a lot of them that are like that. I put Craig G out there. Jizza is one. K-Rino is one. Very technically sound. So there's just too many. There's way too many like super super dope dudes. Black Thought. Um, Man, there's some super super MCs out there. So way too many to just be saying there's a number one. I remember I used to always say like the best MC in the world probably never get heard on a record. You know what I mean? Like the best MC ever is probably just some random dude just out here on the street somewhere. Um, so yeah, great job by K-Rino. He did an excellent job. Heavy Gun is a dope joint. I give it a thumbs. It's heat. It's heat. And this production was cool. It's still I still think like it could get a little bit better. They could bless this guy a bit better. As I see the name is this album in particular, A Blessing and a Burden. But the burden is we got to get you some, that epic sound and production, But this was close. This was close. So this was good. So before I get up out of here, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the share button, hit the playlist option. Pick the one name reaction shows. You'll watch those shows, like those shows. You'll also make sure you're not requesting anything that hasn't been reacted to already, and we should be good. I'm gonna get up out of here. That's what I'm gonna do. Keep it short and sweet. So until next time.